It's been a while since a Fister joined Genshin Impact, and boy, Wriothesley does not discriminate. Out of all the Fontaine characters, besides Arlecchino of course, I had my eyes on this boy. I mean, Wriothesley got that Riz. Wriothesley, the first Cryo Catalyst user in the game, and with so much anticipation for not just this character, but the combination of both Cryo and Catalyst, let's hope he doesn't disappoint. Let's dive into his kit. So Wriothesley will be beating the living hell out of everything with his normal and charge attack. When you activate his skill, think of like Wanderer, Yoimiya, or Hu Tao. You will get enhanced normal attack damage. But as you use him, his HP is going to drain until he's under 50%. Now, this may be an issue, but he has a nifty trick. When he's below 60% health, a charge attack will heal him up by 30% of his health. That's massive. You can do a charge attack every 5 seconds as well. In addition, his charge attack won't use stamina, and does some increased damage when you meet the requirements. This special healing charge attack is his first passive. His burst is just a cryo nuke. A follow-up attack will deal a little more cryo damage as well. His second passive is just a 30% attack boost, which is pretty awesome. When he loses or gains HP, you will get a stack up to 5 stacks, and this will last the duration of his skill. He seems to be pretty awesome, being self-reliant, dealing just damage, and he has some good passives to boot. We can already see that he's a complete character at C0. Now, the question is, will his damage be enough? Well, firstly, his burst does about as much damage as 2 Ganyu charge shots in an instant. Both parts of her charge shots per shot, by the way. So that's actually a pretty big nuke. I'm not sure if you'll be able to melt all of it, but it still is good damage. His elemental skill damage buff seems to be pretty standard, so what sets him apart from other teams is the fact that he's cryo. We'll go into his team in just a moment. As for his artifacts, the Hunter set was made for him, just like every other Fontaine character. He can keep all stacks very easily, and that's just a free 36% crit rate, and on top of that, it buffs normal and charge attacks. But the thing is, he can also use the Blizzard Strayer set, which will give you 40% crit rate for freeze teams and 15% cryo damage. Both are equally good in freeze teams, but the other set will be the best for all other cases. As for his weapons, he does have a ton of options. He scales mainly with attack, and because of the artifact set, you'll want to focus on crit damage. For 5-star weapons, of course, his signature weapon is the best, but under that, you can use Wanderer's weapon and Lost Prayers. Both are really good on him. He will make use of any other 5-star weapon that either gives attack percent or crit damage, but there are a few 4-star weapons that outperform the other 5-star weapons. Solar Pearl is an amazing choice for him. The only downside is crit scaling. He can get so much crit rate from the artifact set that it might be hard to balance the crit rate and damage without overcapping. If you can, however, this is a really good option. Besides that, other honorable mention 4-stars that stack up with the 5-stars are the Widzith and Mapamare, or Mapamare, whichever. The Widzith at R5 will take the cake, however. Besides that, any other 4-star that has attack or crit scaling will be fine. Just make sure not to get too much crit rate. So, when you run Wriothesley, you'll be using him in either 2 teams, either Freeze or Melt. Of course, you can't slot him into Hyper Bloom, but that literally goes for any character in the game. His best teammate is hands down Shenhe, just like every other cryo main. When thinking of teams regarding Freeze, think of teams that Ayaka is good in. Same exact premise here. He will fit in most of those teams and will offer less burst damage, but more damage over time when compared to Ayaka. They might actually have similar damage outputs, but we'll have to see to determine that for sure. Here's some examples of teams you can use him in, just to replace Ayaka with Wriothesley. Now, after his release, another great teammate for him will be Verena. Her burst will actually greatly benefit from Wriothesley's HP draining, since his healing seems to be pretty promising. Every 5 seconds he should be able to really take advantage of her buff. Now for the melt teams. Things can get a little spicy here. You can of course do the traditional Ryo, Zhengling, Kazuha, Bennett, That core works for pretty much any team, or you could do something a little more spicy, like Burn Melt. A good Burn Melt team for Wriothesley is going to be him, Nahida, Dia, or Toma, and Bennett. Since Wriothesley will be constantly triggering Nahida's E, and the interruption resistance from either Toma and Dia combined with his elemental skill, this team should be pretty good, and Wriothesley should be doing all of the melts here. So, our first Catalyst Cryo user is looking to be pretty promising. He should be a fun character to use on many teams, and I really want him, but I'll probably have to pass because of Arlecchino and Farina, and I don't even know her kit yet. Kinda crazy, but I still do need Farina. I might just buckle and pull him either way because I adore his character design. Damn, while making this video, Wriothesley ended up rizzing me up to potentially pull him? Shit, he is good. Now go ahead and like this video if you made it this far. You may as well, because it's a win-win for the both of us. Good luck on pulling out Riz Master. Until next time, Enigma out.